Hi everyone, welcome. This is Carol from Practical Mystic, and I have a new video for you with a worksheet. We're going to take out some tarot cards, and I think that what I'm going to be using as my topic goes hand in hand with the season that we are in. It is springtime. Happy springtime, a time of renewal. And many of us who are on this spiritual path of authenticity and living to understand, to become more aware of who we are, how we interact, how we communicate, well, that really comes under a word that is used in the spiritual community, and that is authenticity. Basically, what that means is, are we fully aware and honest with who we are, and is that what we exemplify? Now, easier said than done. Being authentic all the time is almost impossible. I get that, and I certainly agree with that. The reason being is there are times when it's easier to kind of play along, to act or say something that isn't going to cause a rift or isn't going to hurt someone's feelings, wanting to get along, not wanting to rattle the cage, if you will. But there's a part of us, there's this little part of us, like an angel sitting on our shoulder, that says, you weren't true, that's not really how you feel. So yes, I think by giving you that example, all of us can identify with that in friends, family, and even in the workplace. Now, being authentic involves communicating honestly, and also how we live that, what we say. Do we do what we say? A lot of times. So being in alignment with our values and beliefs is another big part of authenticity, and we sometimes may have to change or step back to look at what we value and what we believe, because we are a work in progress, and maybe what we were taught to believe, whether that was through family, authority figures, or the religious denominations that we may be or did belong to, that has changed as well. And I think that springtime is a wonderful time to till up that soil, to see what maybe we need to weed out and eliminate, and then decide what we want to grow, what we want to plant, what we want to begin and nurture and be aware of as we are watering it, giving it emotions, giving it our attention, remembering it in thought, and knowing that it has to be cultivated and taken care of if we're going to make these changes. And there are many changes that we process and go through when we're trying to live in a genuine, authentic lifestyle. There's even our choices that may need to be scrutinized, asking if they are also in alignment with who I am and how they make me feel. Again, sometimes we take the easy choice to placate, to keep peace, or to get our way, or not do the hard work. Again, no judgment, just things for us to really look at. So being true to yourself is not easy, but I also want to talk about some of the benefits. There is this less worry and concern on how others view or think of you. There comes a time when the opinions of other people don't really matter, and you're allowing yourself to be you, to dress the way you like to dress, to maybe participate in activities that other people find different, or maybe not masculine, or maybe not feminine, what have you, and just enjoy them. So yeah, there's this greater joy as you stop denying parts of your personality, whether they are weaknesses or strengths. You identify that they are weaknesses, and you maybe take steps to make them stronger. And then your strengths, you may not hide them anymore because someone else may find them to be too much, or they judge themselves, or they're envious, or maybe jealous. So you can see that this thing can grow many, many legs. You also have the ability to kind of take problems head on, because you have this confidence that it's okay if I make a mistake. I am not perfect. It's okay if people judge me. I don't care what they think of me. I want them to like me, but I also want them to like who I really am, not the persona or the act that I am wearing. And this is why I took out this little mask. Our personality, the word persona is in the word personality. And Carl Jung talks about it. And it's the mask that we wear in society because we believe we will be accepted, or liked, or put on a pedestal because we take that part, we work that part. So that persona, we can slowly take off and be okay with it. And believe me, the benefits of that is so freeing. Many people, myself included, grew up where you may not have left the house without having, as a female, without having makeup on. I do believe that being neat and tidy and having your hair brushed, but you don't, I feel at this point in my life that I don't have to always be made up. I can be my natural self. And if people look at me in the grocery store like, hey, she forgot to put on some lipstick or some eyeshadow, it is no big deal. I have conquered that. That's part of something that I had to work through. Also, you're going to get the trust and respect from other people who say, what you see is what you get. This person is genuine. They're going to tell you the truth. Now, being honest and being truthful, we can have a whole video about that. I'm not one to believe in brutal honesty, because you can burn some bridges and you can hurt some people, but I do believe that there is a wonderful way of being truthful in a manner that respects the other person's beliefs, desires, and wishes, but you are expressing your truth and what you consider even possibly right and wrong for you and your lifestyle, and addressing it in that way. So believe me, you won't find and develop your authentic self overnight. This, like many aspects of self-awareness, it is a lifelong journey of discovery. And I personally find it that it is very freeing and so inviting. And, you know, I give myself permission to be real, to be me. So let's see what I have here for you, friends. Like I said, I have this worksheet, and we're going to be taking out some cards to see what they have to do. This is going to be for our tarot journal. And if you want a copy of this worksheet, all you have to do is email me, and I will be glad to send you. Now, I think it's going to be in 3 parts. Let me look at my notes. No, it's 2 parts. Okay. And I'm standing up and looking on the monitor to make sure you are able to see it. And you are. Okay. So it's called Tarot Journal Worksheet Authenticity. And what I wanted to begin with is almost like an affirmation or an intention. And it reads, I'm now open and ready to accept who I truly am. I am also willing to face the consequences of being true and honest, not only with myself, but with others. And that's our affirmation, that's our intention as we consult the tarot and we go about answering these questions. And my first question is, what is my best course of action to take now? So I'm going to shuffle the cards and I am going to do a mock reading with you and give you an example of how I would go about interpreting the cards. And I want to do this step by step. So give me just a few minutes here as I get centered and shuffle the tarot cards. I'm using the Rider-Waite Universal. Very easy to understand for those who may be just beginning to learn how to interpret the tarot. So right now, I'm just going to repeat to myself the truth to be revealed. Cut the cards 3 times to the left, restack them. All right, so my first card for what is my best course of action to take now, and the card is the 8 of Pentacles. That is fascinating. The 8 of Pentacles has to do with accumulations, organization. I'm talking about the number 8. Feeling productive. And of course, the suit of Pentacles, we can look at it as tangible assets. We can also look at it as the physical body. Let's not forget that, because it does have to do with earth. It also has to do with prosperity, material things. So what I'm reading in the 8 of Pentacles is the best course of action to take now is to continue creating, manifesting what it is that I want to desire. And for whoever this individual is getting down to the basics, maybe learning some discipline, some self-discipline, and having all their ducks in a row and having this feeling of accomplishment, and feeling like that's what they've always wanted to do, but never maybe took the time out to give themselves that freedom to step back from the busy world, to put on your work apron, and to get down to the nitty-gritty of what you are wanting to create, to do, or to accomplish. I'm going to keep that in mind a little bit as we keep going, because I do like to blend the cards into one another as they come out. So as you can see on your worksheet, I would write down the 8 of Pentacles, and it is upright. Now the next question is, how can I allow my true self to be me and release my fears and personal judgments? Because there is going to be some resistance on our part as we give up maybe, the easy road. So let's see what that card is. Ace of Wands. Fascinating. How can I allow my true self to be me and release my fears and personal judgment? The Ace of Wands says, whoever this reading is for, is you're there already. You have now had the fire, the seed, which we initiated here in our intention and our affirmation, and it looks like the spiritual world, the essence, is saying, do it. were with you, you will be able to overcome your fears and personal judgment. You just need to believe, and you need to ground it, is what I'm getting. You need to put it in action, is what I'm picking up here. All right, now the second page, we have some additional questions here, is where, and I apologize for that noise, I am on a little stool, where and or with whom do I lack honest communication? Ooh, that's going to be interesting. And the tarot is the Ace of Pentacles. And it's, you know, the first word that I got in my mind was with myself. That this lack of inner communicating, or not listening to that still small voice, not understanding it properly, or giving it enough thought, that it's always been there. So it isn't, this card is not showing me where I am not being, or the person that this, again, going back to whoever this reading is for, because I asked for a mock reading, that it isn't an individual, but with self. And you have a lot of new beginnings here with these seeds. The universe is blessing this reading in many, many ways. I also find it where there is this feeling of right and left, and I'm going to relate that to the feminine and the masculine energy. We have earth and fire, and sometimes they are antagonistic. So the question would also arise in me is, do I have enough self-love, enough self-acceptance to believe in the deeper reality of my connection with the divine? All right, the next question is, what may I have to face or give up as I begin discovering my authentic self? What is the card for that one? Ooh, the Empress. All right, I'm going to tell you what my gut feeling was, that I may have to, or they may have to get off their duff, that I may have to be more proactive, that the Empress says I can't wish it. I can desire it, but I'm going to have to put feet to that desire, and I'm going to have to take action. And the seeds that I'm planting, and she is in this beautiful garden of nature and possibilities and the stream of consciousness. So what it's saying is, I've got to face that I may have been a little lackadaisical. I have to face that I may have been all talk and no action. I may have to face and give up the comforts that I am used to, and again, do more than what I have done. So I look at all this to be quite revealing. Things to ponder to help you a little bit more with this exercise is, what is my true purpose and passion for living? Are you living that authenticity? What are my defenses? How do I hide what I'm really feeling and truly believe, and how I express them? Those are other questions that you may want to ask the tarot when you're looking at doing this exercise. I hope this was helpful. I think that this particular worksheet can be done possibly once every 6 months to see where you are, logging in your original first cards, and then comparing them to see if some of them still come up again. But my suggestion would be to kind of go off the cuff like I did. And when you see that picture, that gut, whatever that answer was or that insight was, Go with that in the beginning. Don't get too deep in trying to analyze the meaning of the cards that you get originally. If you have any questions, please feel free to ask me. I would love to have your comments on this. And everyone, may you have a very beautiful, productive springtime. Talk to you soon, folks. Bye for now.